They called him stubborn. They called him relentless. They called him one of the fiercest competitors to ever step on a bodybuilding stage. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the flashiest, but he had something that made champions nervous. An iron will sculpted into muscle. Today we're going to explore the life of a man whose name was whispered in the golden age of bodybuilding, a man who stood toe-to-toe with legends and carved his own path in history. But we won't reveal who he is just yet. He was born in 1946 in Louisiana. From a young age, he was drawn to sports. He tried his hand at football, excelling as a wide receiver, and even had opportunities to pursue it further. But something else began to tug at him, a fascination with strength, power, and the human physique. Like many teenagers of the 1960s, he started lifting weights at home with makeshift equipment. What separated him from others, however, was his discipline. He would analyze movements, test new training methods, and constantly push his limits. By his early 20s, his dedication had already transformed him into a formidable competitor in amateur bodybuilding. By 1965, he was competing in bodybuilding shows, and almost immediately, his symmetry and proportion turned heads. In 1966, he captured the AAU Mr. Texas title, a stepping stone that marked the beginning of his ascent. A year later, he won the AAU Mr. America, one of the most prestigious titles of the era. This victory solidified him as a force in the bodybuilding community. Unlike some competitors who relied on sheer mass, his physique was noted for balance, proportion, and refinement. During the late 1960s, bodybuilding was entering a new era. The West Coast scene, with names like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Franco Columbu, and Frank Zane, was dominating the headlines. But our subject never backed down from competition. In fact, he welcomed it. Through the 1970s, he became a constant presence on the world stage. He won the IFBB Mr. Universe in 1969, then again in 1970. In 1973, he added another Mr. Universe title to his trophy collection, cementing his legacy as one of the best of his generation. He stood against giants: Arnold, Sergio Oliva, Lou Ferrigno, Mike Mentzer, and Robbie Robinson. Each contest was a battle, each pose a statement. He wasn't the tallest man on stage, at just under 5 feet 8 inches and weighing around 190 pounds in competition, but his density, conditioning, and classical lines made him unforgettable. He also competed in multiple Mr. Olympia contests, the sport's ultimate prize. Though he never captured the Sandow Trophy, his presence was enough to make even the reigning champions nervous. Judges and fans alike respected his consistency and dedication. But his story wasn't just about contests. He was a thinker. Unlike some bodybuilders who trained without question, he was constantly analyzing and experimenting with training methods. This curiosity led him to collaborate with innovators in the fitness industry. He became closely associated with Nautilus founder Arthur Jones, who revolutionized resistance training with his machines. Together, they pushed the boundaries of exercise science, bringing strength training into the mainstream. He didn't just want to look strong. He wanted to understand strength. And he wanted others to experience it too. Even as the sport evolved in the 1980s, he remained active. While others retired, he continued to compete, inspire, and teach. In 1981, he claimed the Pro Mr. Universe title, adding yet another victory to a career that had already spanned more than a decade and a half. But it wasn't just about trophies anymore. He shifted his energy toward coaching, mentoring, and spreading the word about health and fitness. He appeared in magazines, wrote about training methods, and gave seminars across the world. His influence extended far beyond the stage to the studios of ESPN. This man's career is a testament to persistence. He never gave up, even when overshadowed by larger-than-life figures. He believed in himself, trusted his methods, and stood proudly with some of the greatest names in bodybuilding history. His story reminds us that greatness isn't always measured by being number one on a single day. It's measured by decades of dedication, by refusing to quit, and by inspiring others to chase their potential. So, who was this man of discipline? This champion of resilience, this legend who shaped the golden age of bodybuilding? His name, by now you should have guessed, Boyer Co., a man who stood with giants and in his own way became one. See you next time on the Pump Files. Until then, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more great videos.